Over 60, 6 worst heart healthy oils you should never touch and 6 you must use. Over the years, you've probably been told to swap butter for heart healthy oils. But what if I told you that many of those so-called healthy oils are actually wrecking your arteries, inflaming your body, and raising your risk of heart disease? Before we dive in, I want to ask you, which oil do you currently use the most in your kitchen? Olive, canola, or vegetable oil? Drop it in the comments below because you might be surprised at what you're about to learn. Let's break down the 6 worst oils you should never touch after 60 and the 6 powerful oils you should be using instead to protect your heart, joints, and energy. The 6 worst oils for your heart after 60. 1. Canola oil, the fake healthy. Oil you should avoid for years. Canola oil has been advertised as a heart-healthy choice because it's low in saturated fat and contains omega-3s. But here's the hidden truth. The version you find on grocery store shelves today is far from natural. Most canola oil is heavily refined, going through multiple stages of bleaching, deodorizing, and processing under extremely high heat. This industrial treatment strips away almost every trace of nutrients and antioxidants that could have made it beneficial in the first place. But that's not all. The refining process makes canola oil highly unstable. When it's exposed to heat again during cooking, it forms oxidized fats and harmful free radicals, compounds that directly damage your cells, irritate blood vessel walls, and raise levels of inflammation in the body. These are the exact processes that drive heart disease, stroke, and other chronic conditions. Another little-known fact. Much of today's canola oil comes from genetically modified GMO crops, meaning it's been engineered to withstand heavy pesticide use. Over time, the combination of chemical residues, damaged fats, and inflammation can take a real toll on your heart and overall health. If you're finding this eye-opening so far, make sure to hit subscribe and tap the bell, because I share weekly tips to help you eat smarter, feel younger, and stay strong after 60. Let's keep your heart beating healthy. 2. Soybean oil, the silent inflammation trigger. Soybean oil is everywhere. In fact, it's one of the most common oils used in the food industry today. You'll find it in salad dressings, mayonnaise, fried fast foods, baked goods, and nearly every packaged snack on grocery store shelves. At first glance, it might seem harmless. After all, it comes from soybeans, a plant. But the reality is far more concerning, especially when it comes to your heart health. The biggest problem with soybean oil is that it's loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. Now, your body does need some omega-6s in small amounts, but here's the catch. We're supposed to maintain a delicate balance between omega-6 fats and omega-3 fats, the kind you get from fish, flax, and walnuts. Ideally, this balance should be close to 1.1. But the modern Western diet, flooded with oils like soybean oil, has pushed that ratio to a shocking 20.1, or even higher. Why does this matter? Because too much omega-6 creates a perfect storm for inflammation. Instead of protecting your heart, soybean oil fuels chronic irritation in your blood vessels, making arteries stiffer, raising blood pressure, and increasing the risk of plaque buildup. Over time, this ongoing inflammation lays the groundwork for heart disease, stroke, and other serious health problems. 3. Vegetable oil blends. The mystery oil that isn't what it seems. If you've ever picked up a bottle at the store labelled simply as vegetable oil, that should immediately raise a red flag. The name sounds harmless, even healthy. After all, vegetables are good for us, right? But here's the truth. Most of these so-called vegetable oils aren't made from vegetables at all. Instead, they're usually a cheap mix of corn oil, soybean oil, cottonseed oil, or canola oil, all of which are some of the most heavily processed oils on the market. The problem starts with how they're made. These oils go through a brutal refining process that includes high heat, chemical solvents like hexane, bleaching agents, and deodorization. By the time the oil makes it to your kitchen, it has been stripped of almost all of its natural nutrients and antioxidants. What you're left with is an unstable fat that breaks down easily when exposed to light, heat, or oxygen. That instability is where the danger lies. When these oils are heated during cooking, or worse, deep frying, they form toxic byproducts called aldehydes and trans fats, compounds strongly linked to inflammation, higher cholesterol, and cell damage. Over time, these hidden toxins put a heavy burden on your cardiovascular system. And here's the kicker. Vegetable oil blends are a favourite of food manufacturers and restaurants because they're dirt cheap. You'll find them in fried fast food, packaged snacks, margarine, cookies, crackers, and frozen meals. Unfortunately, what's cheap for the food industry comes at a high cost to your body. Research has repeatedly shown that diets high in these oils are associated with elevated cholesterol levels, insulin resistance, and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Since diabetes and heart disease often go hand in hand, regularly consuming these mystery oils can silently push you closer toward both conditions. 4. Corn oil, the heart blocker in disguise. Corn oil is another product of industrial food processing that's been marketed as heart healthy, but in reality it does the opposite. Like soybean oil, corn oil is extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, create chronic inflammation in the body. And because omega-6s dominate our modern food supply, using corn oil just adds more fuel to the fire. One of the biggest issues with corn oil is its effect on cholesterol. Studies show that it can raise levels of oxidized LDL cholesterol, the very type of cholesterol that clogs arteries and leads to dangerous plaque buildup. Oxidized LDL is far more harmful than regular LDL because it actively promotes the hardening and narrowing of arteries, making heart attacks and strokes more likely. But the concerns don't stop there. Most of the corn grown today is genetically modified, GMO, and heavily sprayed with pesticides like glyphosate. These chemicals don't just disappear during processing. Trace amounts can remain in the oil you cook with, introducing another potential risk to your health. To make matters worse, corn oil is one of the most heavily refined cooking oils. During production, it undergoes chemical extraction, bleaching, and deodorization. These steps expose the oil to extreme heat, destroying delicate nutrients and producing harmful byproducts that further stress the body. By the time it reaches your frying pan, the oil is little more than a chemically altered fat, with no real nutritional value. 5. Margarine and butter substitutes. The sneaky trans fat trap. For years, margarine was sold to the public as the healthier alternative to butter. Bright packaging, heart symbols, and slogans made us believe we were protecting our arteries by spreading it on toast. But the truth is far darker. Margarine and many so-called butter substitutes are often made from hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils, a process that turns liquid oils into solid fats by blasting them with hydrogen gas under high pressure. What does this process create? Trans fats, and these are among the most damaging substances you can put in your body. Even though food labels are allowed to say 0 grams trans fat, manufacturers can legally sneak in up to 0.5 grams per serving. That may not sound like much, but if you're using margarine daily, those trace amounts quickly add up. Trans fats have been conclusively proven to raise LDL, bad cholesterol, the kind that clogs arteries, lower HDL, good cholesterol, the type that protects your heart, promote arterial plaque buildup, narrowing blood vessels and making them brittle, increase risk of stroke, heart attack, and sudden cardiac death. And here's the kicker, Even new margarine formulas that claim to be free from hydrogenation are often made from refined seed oils like soybean, canola or corn oil, meaning they still carry the risks of inflammation and oxidative damage. If you want to protect your heart, it's best to ditch margarine entirely and go back to natural fats in moderation. Real, grass-fed butter or heart-healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil are far safer and actually provide nutrients your body needs. 6. Cottonseed oil, the forgotten danger lurking in processed foods. Cottonseed oil doesn't get as much attention as soybean or canola oil, but it's quietly hidden in chips, crackers, cookies, and fried restaurant foods. The first red flag. Cotton isn't even a food crop. It's a textile crop grown for fabric. Since it isn't regulated as a food product, cotton plants are often heavily sprayed with pesticides and herbicides, which ultimately make their way into the oil. On top of that, cottonseed oil has one of the worst fatty acid profiles of any oil. It's extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, but almost completely lacking in omega-3s. This imbalance is like pouring gasoline on the fire of inflammation in your body. Chronic inflammation doesn't just cause joint pain. It directly damages the lining of your arteries, making them more prone to plaque buildup and stiffening. Research has also shown that cottonseed oil raises triglycerides, a major marker for heart disease, leads to poor circulation, which can contribute to swollen ankles, cold hands and feet, and fatigue. Is linked to metabolic syndrome, which increases risks for type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Even worse, because cottonseed oil is cheap, it's widely used by food manufacturers to fry snacks and fast foods. Every time you eat fried chicken, French fries or packaged pastries, chances are you're consuming cottonseed oil without even realising it. If your goal is to protect your heart after 60, cottonseed oil is one of the first oils you should eliminate. Replace it with healthier choices like avocado oil or olive oil, which are rich in antioxidants and promote healthy circulation. The 6 best oils for your heart. After 60, now that we've cleared out the toxic oils, let's replace them with these nutrient-rich, heart-loving oils that can actually protect your arteries and fuel longevity. 1. Extra virgin olive oil, EVOO. If there's one oil that has stood the test of time as a true heart hero, it's extra virgin olive oil. Unlike heavily processed oils, EVOO is made by simply pressing olives, which means it retains its natural nutrients, antioxidants, and delicate flavour. What makes it truly special is its high content of polyphenols, plant-based compounds that reduce inflammation, protect your blood vessels, and even lower blood pressure. Decades of research link EVO to the famous Mediterranean diet, which is considered the world's gold standard for heart health. Regular consumption can raise your HDL cholesterol, the good kind that helps clear plaque out of your arteries, while lowering harmful LDL cholesterol. This dual effect makes it one of the best natural protectors against heart disease. The best way to use EVO is to drizzle it raw, on salads, roasted vegetables, or even over soups and stews for a finishing touch. You'll preserve all its health-boosting antioxidants this way. Just remember, because it's delicate, avoid deep frying with EVO, since extreme heat can break down some of its beneficial compounds. 2. Avocado oil. Avocado oil is often called the new olive oil, and for good reason. Not only does it contain heart-loving monounsaturated fats, but it's also one of the most stable oils for cooking. Unlike EVO, avocado oil has a much higher smoke point, which means you can safely use it for sautéing, roasting, and even grilling without worrying about toxic breakdown products. What makes avocado oil especially powerful is its nutrient profile. It's packed with vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that shields your cells from oxidative stress, the kind of damage that accelerates aging and worsens heart problems. It also contains lutein, a carotenoid that supports both heart and eye health. making it an excellent choice for older adults. Studies show avocado oil can help reduce bad cholesterol, improve circulation, and keep your arteries supple and flexible. It's not just heart healthy, it's also delicious, with a smooth, buttery flavour that makes it versatile. You can drizzle it over grilled fish, blend it into salad dressings, or even use it for pan-frying eggs. 3. Coconut oil in moderation. Coconut oil is one of the most debated oils in the health world, but when used wisely, it can actually offer some heart benefits. Unlike most other oils, coconut oil is rich in medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs. These unique fats are quickly absorbed by the liver and converted into energy, instead of being stored as body fat. This makes coconut oil a faster fuel source for your body and may even support a healthy metabolism. That said, coconut oil is also relatively high in saturated fat. While not all saturated fats are harmful, experts recommend moderation, especially for older adults who are more sensitive to cholesterol changes. Interestingly, studies show that when coconut oil is consumed in small amounts, it can raise HDL cholesterol, the good kind, which plays a protective role against heart disease. The best way to enjoy coconut oil is to treat it as a supplemental oil rather than your everyday staple. It works wonderfully for baking, giving foods a naturally sweet aroma, or for light sautéing, since it holds up fairly well under heat. The key is balance. Pair it with other heart-healthy oils like olive or avocado oil to get the best of both worlds. 4. Flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil is a true superfood for heart health, especially if you're looking for a plant-based alternative to fish oil. It's one of the richest natural sources of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a type of omega-3 fatty acid that your body can convert, at least partially, into EPA and DHA, the same long-chain omega-3s found in fatty fish like salmon. These healthy fats are essential for reducing inflammation, protecting your arteries, and keeping your heart rhythm steady. Beyond heart health, flaxseed oil supports brain function, joint flexibility, and even digestive wellness. But because it's extremely delicate, heat can easily destroy its structure and reduce its benefits. That's why flaxseed oil should never be used for frying or high-heat cooking. Instead, use flaxseed oil cold, drizzle it over salads, stir it into yogurt, or blend it into smoothies. Just 1 tablespoon a day can provide a powerful boost to your omega-3 intake, especially important for those who don't eat much fish. It's a small but mighty addition that can have long-term benefits for your heart and overall vitality. 5. Walnut oil. Walnut oil is another omega-3 powerhouse that also provides antioxidants like ellagic acid, which fight oxidative stress in blood vessels. It has a nutty flavour that pairs perfectly with roasted veggies or drizzled over oatmeal. 6. Ghee, clarified butter. Here's a surprise: ghee, when consumed in moderation, can actually support heart health. Unlike margarine, ghee is natural, rich in fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K2, and contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which may help lower body fat and support healthy cholesterol levels. Because it has a high smoke point, it's one of the safest fats for cooking. So there you have it, the 6 worst oils destroying heart health after 60, and the 6 powerful alternatives that can actually protect your arteries, balance your cholesterol, and keep you moving strong. Question for you. Which of these healthy oils are you already using in your kitchen? And which bad ones are you ready to toss out today? Let's start a conversation in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe for more easy-to-follow nutrition and longevity tips every week. Together, we're building stronger bodies and sharper minds at any age. Always remember, eat like a person, not a patient. Thank you for watching.